Howdy folks, rock and rollin' Scott Bolan here. I've got some very important information for you that can literally save your life. First of all, I believe that self-defense is a human right. I mean, you want to talk about human rights and civil rights. Well, I believe that a fundamental human right of every human is the right to defend themselves from harm when another person is trying to physically harm them. And I also believe self-defense is not only a right, but also a personal responsibility. I think that not knowing how to defend yourself is just plain foolish and irresponsible. That's the bottom line. Now, there's also a better way to learn how to defend yourself. I mean, there are so many methods, so many ways to learn how, and I believe we need to use the most efficient and easiest way possible. Hey, we're all busy. None of us have a lot of time to go 2-3 hours a night and roll around on a gym mat somewhere with some sweaty guys, okay? So the bottom line is we need this skill, but we also need to learn how to acquire just the hardcore fundamentals of what works and acquire them quickly and efficiently. Now listen, I've got something I want to tell you right now. This is a bit controversial, caused quite a stir when I said it 5 years ago, and I'm going to say it again right now. What they're teaching you at your gym or dojo could get you killed. And I really do mean that. And here's why. Here's why. In martial arts, there are two factors in martial arts training. We have self-perfection and self-preservation. Most of the martial arts dojos and gyms are teaching self-perfection. And don't get me wrong, I love that. I love all of it. I came up through those styles as well. And it's really great. You get self-discipline, self-control, coordination. You get some techniques. You get some fitness. Okay, but in those kata and that no-touch sparring, you're getting self-perfection. You're not really getting self-preservation, which is survival in a real fight, a real violent attack. Even MMA, as formidable as they are, has its rules and regulations. That's why we even teach you what they're not allowed to do in MMA, so that if you ever get attacked by an MMA street thug, you'll know what to do that they don't, because they don't train it. So the bottom line is this: if your system, if you want to use the word system, isn't complete, then you're in danger. And here's what I mean by complete. We have style loyalists out there. For example, have you ever heard this one? 99% of all fights end up on the ground. Oh, really? Oh, really? Is that so? Well, I've been in over 10 fights, and only one of them ended up on the ground. And I've talked to countless police officers, special forces, school owners, competitive fighters, countless people, and very few of them have actually gone to the ground. Now, officers often have to tackle people and take them down and cuff them, but they're still on one knee. That's not a BJJ street ground fight, okay? Because the ground is what happens when you fail at standing up. Think about it. The ground, you want to go out and take someone down on the pavement, and you're going to tackle a guy on the pavement. Have you ever sparred? Have you ever rolled around on the pavement? It's very unforgiving. It's very different than the mat. It's hard. Not only that, you're grappling on the ground with him, and his buddies are going to kick your face and ribs into your lungs. So the ground is not a place that you want to go. Now, do we need to know how to fight on the ground? Yes, so that we can finish it quickly and get back up quickly, because the ground is what happens when you fail at standing up. Okay, now, when we talk about a complete system, we want to cover all the zones of attack and defense. We have a total of 7, okay? We have hitting, that's bam, most common. Kicking, trapping, which is joint locks and grabs. We have grappling, which is ground fighting. We have weapons, stick, knife or gun. And we have mass attack, that's 2 or more attackers. And then after that, we also have mental attack, which is almost never ever given anything more than a little kindergarten introductory nod, but we cover that thoroughly. So we cover all of these zones of attack. And if your system doesn't cover all of that, then you have a huge gap in your training that could get you killed. Bottom line. So we cover it all, as well as the force continuum within each one. Passive, medium, and lethal force, so that you have the techniques for every situation. Now, we've distilled it all down into a system that is super easy to learn. Simplicity is key, folks. Simplicity is hugely important. Even Bruce Lee knew that. Simplicity is the best way. So we nail it down for you so that you can learn it step by step in a complete progression. And that's why it's called Complete Combat, because it covers everything you need. Now, in the video you're about to see, you're going to see me at Black Belt Magazine Studios. When I said what you're learning at your dojo or gym might get you killed, that caused a lot of controversy, and they had me out to their studios for the interview and the technique you're about to see, which is a lethal technique. But I want to share with you this important factor, that your system needs to be complete. So basically, complete combat cuts out all the crap and fills in all the gaps so that you have true martial science. You have everything you need. We're slashing the price of the 8 DVD course. Plus, we're adding in $1,000 in free bonuses to give you everything you need, so there's no missing gap. You're going to get, here's the bonuses. Get ready for this. You may want to have a pen and paper, okay? You're going to get the Conquering Fear CD, because fear is the #1 thing that can destroy you more than anything. You freeze up like a deer in the headlights for just a moment, and boom, that's the opening that your attacker needs to destroy you. Now, you're also going to get a CD called How to Develop Your Killer Instinct, so that you become the alpha, you become the wolf, so that you actually repel attackers energetically when you have that killer instinct and you know how to get in there and deliver your techniques effectively because you have that instinct. You're also going to get the Preparing Your Mind for Battle CD. Now what that does is it's actually real world stories, including one of my own, where I faced a knife attack unarmed. Matter of fact, I still have the scar right here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. And it's also on my palm right here. So I've got 2 scars from when that happened. And I share with you how to prepare the mind for battle so that you are prepared mentally to handle anything the forces of darkness might try to throw your way. Okay? You also get the Martial Mind and Tactical Awareness CD. Now, tactical awareness is crucial, and it helps you avoid violence in the first place. And it's one thing that is so overlooked in self-defense and combatives training. Martial Mind and Tactical Awareness. And this is me and a very good friend of mine who actually wrote the manual for the TSA and the DHS. And we have a private conversation and we share it with you. So much empowerment and information you'll get there. It can save your life, and it's incredible. You're also going to get the 2 DVD set called Survival Strikes. Now here's why it's called Survival Strikes. Because these are the lethal, bloody, brutal, for survival only techniques. Even how to rip someone's face off, okay? That's for survival only. You'll also get the Street Fighter Crash Course Manual, which is an actual manual of how to be a street fighter and what they know. Because keep in mind, the street fighters out there who go out and kick people's ass who are black belts, they've never stepped in a dojo. Here's what they know. You'll know it. The Street Fighter Crash Course Manual. You're also going to get the Combat Scriptures Manual, which is a manifesto for victory and fighting in combat. You'll love it and read it over and over and over again. And you also get the Lethal Encyclopedia Manual, which is all the lethal moves in an actual, it's almost like an encyclopedia. It's legendary. And then you're going to get the Close Combat Bible, which has every area of hand-to-hand fighting and hand-to-weapon fighting, even from historic to modern day to military to special forces fighting. Now you also get, I keep going, you're getting so much as a $1,000 bonus package, okay? You're going to get the Martial Arts Exposed Manual, and it lists most of the popular martial arts styles, their strengths, and their weaknesses, so that you can evaluate where you might need to fill in if you're in a certain style, or if you're looking at different martial arts schools or training. Very, very helpful manual, and quite controversial as well. Now you're also going to get the Knife Fighting Secrets DVD with 3 manuals, and here's why. Knife attack is up all the time. You probably see in the news attacks and terrorism. Knives are easy to get. No background check needed. A thug can get one at any dime store. So we're giving you the Knife Fighting Secrets DVD that shows you everything you need to know to disarm someone and use a knife in self-defense and take away your attacker's knife. Plus it comes with the Knife Fighting Secrets of the Master's Manual, as well as the Knife Choice, Selection, and Concealed Carry Manual. So you can pick the knife that's right for you, and it shows you how to carry it where you can lawfully. And then also we're throwing in the Knife Throwing Manual in case you want to learn how to throw a knife, and that's just kind of a fun bonus manual for you that really kicks ass. And you also get the DVD called Life or Death, the Handgun and Knife Disarm DVD. And what this does is it shows you if you're unarmed and you face an attacker who has a knife or a gun, Shows you how to just take it away from them lightning fast. And you'll see officers and soldiers right, and school owners and people from all walks of life right in the room doing this and freaking loving it. Okay, you're also going to get the Active Shooter Response CD. And this is where I interview a recognized authority, a threat response authority, talking about what to do if there's shooting going on in your workplace or at school, or if you're in the mall and all of a sudden an active shooter occurs, what you need to do to stay alive. Now see how we're covering it all? Complete combat. We give you everything you need in this one solid package. It's going to blow your mind. Now we also have the Social Chaos CD, which is Surviving Social Chaos, where I interview and discuss with one of the #1 survival authorities on what to do if social chaos occurs. You know, terrorism, an outbreak. So often these things happen. This will prepare you so you know what to do. And I want to tell you something right now. In a violent crisis, you will not rise to your level of expectations or your daydream. You will fall back to your level of training and knowledge. That's why we give you this training and knowledge, so that you have something to fall back on that can work for you. Okay, now we also give you a CD where, again, myself and a #1 self-defense authority show you how to train alone. How to train alone. This is great information, because a lot of times we train alone, and you can actually train alone effectively. A lot of us don't have time to go into a gym or a dojo for a few hours a night. So this shows you how to train alone. You're also going to get How to Conquer Anything. In this CD, I interview and discuss a world Muay Thai champion. Shares their secrets on how they literally faced death and survived and overcame and became a world champion. Now this is for your mind here. This is so that you have the complete spectrum, because if you only focus on techniques alone, you're going to miss it. You need that killer instinct. You need that spirit, that warrior spirit. And that's why I'm also giving you my Warrior Affirmations CD. And the Warrior Affirmation CD, I have students who listen to that every day, every morning. It's the most powerful, affirming warrior affirmation and just empowerment, pure empowerment that you have to keep your mind strong and laser sharp. Okay, and then finally, we're going to give you a CD called How to Make $500 or $1,000 a Day Teaching Martial Arts or Anything Else. Because a lot of you I know are teachers. A lot of our people are teachers. And if you're not, you'll still benefit from the info. Lights will come on and you'll go, oh my gosh. So imagine that. You get all of this so that nothing is incomplete. A massive $1,000 bonus package. Now, this material, this entire offer in the complete combat course itself, the 8 DVD course, which is 5 DVDs filmed in the studio from different angles, step by step, so you can easily learn it, plus 3 DVDs of the live workshop where you'll see it demonstrated live and see people doing it. By the way, there's also a Navy combat vet in there, and you will see him say to the camera that this is the most powerful and best training he's had in all of his career and all of his life of training. And we get feedback like that all the time. We really do. And so you're going to get all 8 DVDs, the entire course, plus the $1,000 in free bonuses. This material is for elite. It's for warriors. It's elite material. It's not the stuff you're going to find at the McDojo or at the McBookstore, okay, or at the McPublic School. It's not Common Core sheeple trough. This is the real deal. This is elite material for warriors only, so I make it available for a limited time, and the time is now. I encourage you to get it so that you can empower yourself, prepare yourself, and train yourself to defend yourself and your loved ones in the most effective way possible. So, order now. I look forward to seeing you on the other side, and enjoy this technique now that was filmed at Black Belt Studios, and I will see you on the other side. When I'm being choked by an attacker, here's a neck defense as well. When I'm being choked by an attacker, he's got me in my center line. He's choking me, stealing my oxygen. What do? I break. See, turning my entire center. It's not just arm power. It's not just this, but it's my whole body breaking him off center and capturing my own. And then from here, up and back, right here. Now I've got his neck. I can snap his neck right here. See, if I can just spit in my palm, and then I've got his neck right here for a devastating, lethal self-defense strike. Bam. When you think about center line, it's where we're weakest with all these vital targets, but it's also where we're most strongest. When you arm wrestle someone, you don't arm wrestle them out here. You take them down your center line. Open a jar of peanut butter. Same thing. You don't do it out here. You do it here in your center line where you're strongest. You see, in our center line, it's where we're strongest and where we're weakest. Your most vulnerable and vital strike points are right in your center line. Imagine a 2x4 in front of David here, okay? And all these vital targets. You've got the groin. You've got the solar plexus, the neck, the throat, and of course the nose, eyes, and the skull. Well, today we're going to be focusing on the most vital of all targets, and that is the throat and neck. One solid smash to the neck cuts off your wind. It essentially kills the power to the house. You can only survive for so long without oxygen. And once you don't have air, nothing else matters.